So if I want to keep my mom out of a nursing home for good, if I want to keep my mom alive, I don't believe she would survive being in a nursing home for good. I want to keep my mom in a nursing home for good. I get to have no life. That's just how it is. Can't even sell this house. It's not selling. All my punishment for believing in anything, for living in fantasy for too long. It's my punishment. It's 6:30 in the morning. Yesterday when I filed my QIO appeal with CAPRA, I left a voicemail complaint message. I wasn't going to leave the complaint right then, but I said, well, I know they're just looking at medical records, the independent physician reviewer. They take my statement, but if I make a complaint, will they look at that? And she goes, yeah. I'm like, all right, I'll go over there. And then I got a voicemail. I couldn't talk to anyone, but I left a detailed long voicemail. Well, they got back to me, and when I'm visiting my mom, you understand? I can't just do that to her. I spend hours beforehand, and I can't stay all day I have to come home. As it was, I came home later. But you see what I'm saying? So I gave my mom my undivided attention for a couple or so hours, and I shut my phones off, and I wasn't gonna. But then I saw after the fact that they had called me back, but I'm not gonna be talking to them. My mom doesn't even know that I'm doing any of this, and I'm not gonna do that to her. She's a child. They are open on the holidays. I mean, I'll call today, but for all I know, they gave me a chance yesterday, and they've already made their decision today. I probably won't win. I don't get to have any kind of life. They were trying to throw my mother out last week. They were going to do what they did this week, Tuesday to Friday, last week. And that's, I mean, I'm led to believe, I don't see the purpose of the PASRRDMH given their evaluation if the facility is going to be dismissive of that. They were trying to throw my mom out a measly 5 weeks. She just got in there on the 22nd. Measly 5. Now it's going to be 6 weeks. It's just wrong. I don't care. I don't care how legal it is. I don't care if they're not breaking the law. It's morally reprehensible. Well, I'm sitting there telling the director about the 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 social worker not telling me about the med. She said, "Well, let me look at her notes." And she saw I was right. She did not tell me. She said, "I'll have to speak to her." Yeah. Meanwhile, she told me before when we didn't know if I'd get approved, my mom get approved for a medical bed. I told her we tried to get it on the outside world, and she goes, "Well, probably what's helped her is she broke her hip, so I should get this medical bed." Um, Joe was telling me he had family who had to put the medical bed in the living room because it wouldn't even fit through the doorway. You know what I mean? I'll have to let me look at her notes. Yeah, just like in that other shithole place. The shithole kept her. I know why the shithole kept her all that time. She was in a dementia ward, and they thought she was going to be staying for good. And I told them up front she wasn't, but they can always think they're just a different ball game, a different reality. I fought to get my mom into a good facility, and again, no good deed, and now, they wanted her out last week, just a measly 5 weeks after getting in there, and after I didn't know that PASRR was going to approve her for up to 90 days again. But when they did, I thought that's how long she would be in there. But if she hadn't started acting up over the holidays, wanting to come home, they would have kept her longer. They want her out. I'm not saying they would have kept her that. Like that woman said, she's not going to be in here 100 days. Nobody said she was. But come on, 5 weeks? 5 fucking weeks? You gotta fucking be kidding me, 5 weeks. And that director looked like thinking she doesn't have the authority to do that. So as far as you're concerned, your employee did nothing wrong. I've never met her in my life. She's not worked with me all this time. She knows nothing about what the good one said to me. But because you're in your legal right and you only have to give 3 days, she did nothing wrong at all. That was the attitude of the director. She did nothing wrong at all. And when I said that the other one, she went out and I'll have to go call her. And then she did the right thing. She was a human. And the director was like, she didn't have the authority to do that. Her true colors came out. People were trying to be sweet. Like, she was supposed to find out about the damn wheelchair. We're not responsible for medical equipment. She just is cold. Robotic. We're not human, But both your social workers can tell you there has to be a safe discharge. It's not a safe discharge if there's no wheelchair for my mother. And I told you to put in a script to get it weeks ago and you didn't do it. That's on you, not on me. I told you we didn't have one here. Yeah, she was using one, although she got out of the other place. Remember, she got out of the place using a walker. She didn't want to use the walker because she takes baby steps on it. She wanted a wheelchair. And at that time, we didn't get a script, because we didn't get one. We could get one at any time. We knew. We just rented the one that you can get from this place that the friend picked up. It wasn't like it has to do it right now, We watched Inside Out. It was cute. had to just hide my shock. It wasn't enough for her to say, well, we only have to give you 3 days. She was appalled when I said that the other one said next week. She didn't have the authority to do that. She must have talked to someone else. No, she has more authority than you think, because she's the social worker. She does these things. You don't. You need to have a safe discharge. You need to be, she knew that you can't just tell me on Christmas Eve that that's just reprehensible. It's morally, it's just that my mom was to be out that week when I was led to believe we'd have another family meeting, and you can't do that. Well, legally we can. I don't give a fuck about legal. Your social worker didn't do it to me. I said it right back to her. She said she didn't have the authority to do it. Well, she did it. I said it to her. She must have talked to someone else. But her true colors come out. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean she postponed it? She didn't have the authority to do that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. If I want my mom out of a nursing home and alive, I want her out of the nursing home and then I can't have any type of life at all. Nothing. Not even having her, 5 weeks, 6 weeks when I thought it was going to be 90 days. I mean, come on. I'm not even going to be able to go to my dentist appointment. It's coming up soon. That is the truth. My mom's not selling. My mom's coming home far earlier than I ever believed would be the case. We don't decide it's time for your mom to come home. Medicare does. Bull fucking shit. They go by what you say. How did she end up staying for 3 months in the other place? I got her out early. She could have stayed the 100 days. My mom's eligible for 100 days. She has to meet certain criteria. I'm well aware of that, but that's what you write. You do it. I don't care. Your social worker's true colors came out when she was saying stuff like cognitive decline, and we're not a mental facility. Mad at me because my mom's acting up. Mad at me, like I said, it's not my. I said, it's not my fault. I'm getting. I started to say misinformation, but she corrected conflicting information. None of this is my fault. None of it's my fault. I just always get the short stick, the low, in this life. gonna end. Anyhow, that's what's going on. I gotta sleep. My mother can, will, and does call me really early in the morning. She has no concept of that. I shut my phone off.